Welcome back, everyone, to The Unbroken Place, a podcast where it begins and ends with empathy. On this show, we dive deep into the intricacies of human emotions and relationships and the unseen threads that connect us all. I'm your host, Eddy Paul Thomas, and today's show comes as a result of really several messages and conversations that I've had in response to an article I wrote in my weekly LinkedIn newsletter, OK on Second Thought. The article is titled, "The Difference Between Empathy and Sympathy, a deep dive into emotional intelligence." Many responded positively to the article and wanted to learn more about the topic. So today, we embark on a journey into the heart of emotional intelligence, exploring the nuanced differences between empathy and sympathy. This conversation is not just an academic one. It's a crucial exploration that touches every aspect of our lives, from how we relate to our colleagues to the depth of our personal relationships. In our ever-evolving landscape of emotional intelligence, two words often surface, swirling in the minds of those who seek to genuinely understand and be understood. Those two words are empathy and sympathy. Though used interchangeably by many, these terms hold very distinct meanings and play a crucial role in the way that we interact with each other. Understanding the difference between empathy and sympathy could not only enhance our personal and professional relationships, but also pave the way for more compassionate community. Let's start with sympathy. Now I'm getting nerdy. Derived from the Greek word syn, spelled S-Y-N, meaning with or together, and pathos, meaning feeling, sympathy essentially means feeling compassion, sorrow, or pity for the hardships of another person's encounters. It's recognizing someone's distress and acknowledging it, but with a certain detachment. You understand their pain, you might even express your condolences or offer to help, but you do not necessarily feel the pain that they're experiencing. It's a response from a place of care, definitely, yet it maintains an emotional distance. Now, let's pivot to empathy. This word comes from the Greek word meaning in, and pathos, meaning feeling, translating to in feeling. Empathy is the ability to truly understand and share the feelings of another from their perspective. It's about stepping into their shoes and feeling it with them, not just for them. If sympathy is acknowledging the rain, empathy is walking in the storm alongside them. But why do these distinctions matter? In our personal lives, empathy can definitely deepen connections, foster understanding, and build stronger bonds. It's about truly being there in the moment with someone. And in the professional sphere, empathy is a powerful tool. It can transform leadership, enhance teamwork, and create a more positive, supportive work environment. It allows us to not just recognize distress, but to share it with emotional experience, leading to genuine support and collaboration. As we navigate our way through this conversation today, I invite you to reflect on your own experiences. Have there been moments where you felt deeply understood by someone? Or times when you've offered a shoulder, not just out of obligation, but from a place of shared feeling? These are the moments that define the essence of empathy versus sympathy. So, listeners, as we continue this conversation, remember that each has its place. Sympathy with its compassion, acknowledgement, and empathy with its deep shared understanding. Knowing when and how to engage with each can profoundly impact how we connect and relate to those around us. Stay with us as we dive deeper into this topic, sharing stories, insights, and perhaps uncovering a bit more about ourselves along the way. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back in just a moment. People use dials anymore? At the Say Something Studios division of Elevate One Consulting, we don't just build websites, we craft unforgettable digital experiences. Imagine a place where design, development, UX, SEO, and management harmonize to elevate your brand to unprecedented exposure. A place where your website is not just seen, but felt, experienced, and remembered. Our expert team, equipped with unparalleled marketing insight, turns the everyday task of website design and management into a seamless, empowering journey. With Elevate One, you're not just launching a website. You're embarking on a transformative business adventure. We meticulously design every aspect, from intuitive navigation to stunning graphics, ensuring your digital space authentically represents your business ethos. Ready to transform your online presence into a thriving digital masterpiece? Visit us now at www.elevateoneconsulting.com and start your journey to digital excellence. Elevate One Consulting. Innovate, grow, elevate. And we're back. Welcome back to The Unbroken Place. I'm Eddy Paul Thomas, and today we are venturing into the heart of a topic that touches the core of human connection: empathy versus sympathy. As we peel back the layers of these complex emotional states, it's essential to understand that while both empathy and sympathy are responses to the emotions of others, the depth of engagement and understanding they entail are worlds apart. Consider this scenario. A friend shares with you that they are going through a difficult breakup. If you respond with sympathy, you might say something like, "I'm so sorry that you're dealing with this. It must be hard." In doing this, you're acknowledging their pain. You're offering comfort from a place of compassion. It's like looking at their storm from a safe distance and feeling for them, but not really being soaked by the rain, if you will. Now, if you take that same scenario and respond with empathy, you're engaging differently. You might recall your own experience of heartbreak, allowing those feelings to resurface for you and say, "I understand how devastating it feels." It reminds me of a time where I was laying awake at night, wrestling with that same pain. Here, you're not just acknowledging the storm; you're remembering the taste of the rain, the chill of the wind, if you will. You're right there with them, feeling the sting of the raindrops, as if it were your own. This brings us to a crucial difference between empathy and sympathy: the degree of emotional engagement. Sympathy maintains a safe distance, offering support naturally, without diving into the emotional waters, whereas empathy, on the other hand, involves immersing oneself in another's emotional experience, seeing through their eyes and feeling with their heart. Another key aspect is perspective taking. Sympathy views the situation from your own lens, recognizing someone else's distress. Empathy requires you to step out of your shoes and into theirs, to see their world as they see it, feel as they feel. It's a bridge built from genuine understanding and shared experience. But here's where it gets truly fascinating: the emotional resonance. When you sympathize, you may feel sorry for someone else's misfortune, but it doesn't necessarily change your emotional state. Empathy, however, often leads to a shared emotional experience. You resonate with the other person's feelings, which can lead to a more profound connection and, importantly, a more meaningful form of support. In the professional realm of relationships, understanding these differences can be transformative. Empathy can break down barriers, build trust, and foster an environment where people feel genuinely seen and understood. It encourages a culture of mutual respect and openness, leading to a healthier team and more collaboration. So, as we move forward in our discussion today, I invite you to think about your own experiences with empathy and sympathy. Have you felt the difference in the support you received? Have you noticed how your own approach to others' emotions affect your relationships and interactions? Together, let's explore these questions and more as we continue our journey into understanding the pivotal role of empathy and sympathy in shaping our connections with the world around us. Stay with us as we'll be diving deeper, sharing stories, and perhaps learning a little more about how we can navigate the complex waters of human emotions with grace and understanding. Revitalize your brand and accelerate your impact with Eddy and Erica at Elevate One Consulting. Experts in organizational development, digital marketing, and much more. From leadership coaching to creating unforgettable digital experiences, we've got you covered. Visit elevateoneconsulting.com today. Elevate One Consulting. Innovate, grow, elevate. Welcome back to the Unbroken Place with Eddy Paul Thomas. In this segment, we look into the practical application of empathy in the workplace, all while respecting professional boundaries. It's a delicate balance, one that requires intentionality, understanding, and a commitment to fostering a culture of genuine support and respect. The workplace is like a tossed salad of personalities, if you will, a mix of backgrounds and emotional states. It's where professional and personal worlds often collide and where the power of empathy has a chance to truly shine if navigated wisely. Applying empathy doesn't mean blurring the lines of professionalism, not in today's environment. Rather, it's about enhancing our ability to communicate and collaborate effectively. Imagine a team member is facing a personal challenge that has a way of affecting their work performance. Traditional responses might focus solely on the decline in productivity, often overlooking the human element behind that decline. Ignoring the human element is one of the greatest reasons why companies and organizations are scrambling to find answers to the current employment shortage we're experiencing in our country. Ignoring the power of empathy within our work culture is not only short-sighted, but increasingly detrimental to organizational health and employee retention. A really compelling LinkedIn study from 2023 revealed that nearly 70% of Gen Z and Millennial Americans plan to leave their jobs within that year, signaling a deep disconnect between employee needs and organizational practices. The sentiment is underscored by the data from the American Works Data Center, which highlighted an alarming figure: 9.5 million job openings in the U.S. as of February this year, 2024. The reason for this mass exodus are telling. Here's what they found. A staggering 62% cited a toxic company culture as their primary reason for leaving, followed closely by poor management at 56% and a lack of healthy work-life balance at 49%. These statistics underscore a critical failure in understanding and recognizing and implementing empathy as a foundational element of company culture. A critical failure that, according to Gallup, the cost of replacing an employee can range from 1/2 to 2.5 times the employee's annual salary. Pay Active agrees with them, citing the exact same numbers, that it could go up to twice their annual salary to replace that employee. Without fostering an environment where employees feel understood, valued, and supported, organizations risk perpetuating a cycle of disengagement and turnover. This undermines their own stability and growth potential in the process. An empathetic approach starts with seeking to understand the person's situation from their perspective, acknowledging their struggle, and offering support within the bounds of professional appropriateness. But how do we do this while maintaining professional boundaries? It starts with active listening. We'll have a show later that really goes into the great details of the art of active listening. But for now, let's say that it means giving your full attention to the person speaking without immediately jumping to solutions or judgments. It's about hearing not just the words, but the emotions behind them. Active listening can provide insights into how to best support your colleague, whether that's offering flexibility in their work schedule, connecting them with resources, or simply being a source of moral support. Another key element is fostering the environment of psychological safety. This means creating a space where team members feel safe expressing their thoughts, feelings, and challenges without fear of judgment or negative repercussions. When people feel psychologically safe, they're more likely to share their authentic selves, which is a cornerstone of empathetic connection and a benefit to organizations that truly want to reduce turnover and employee burnout. Yet, it's crucial to remember that empathy in the workplace doesn't mean taking on someone else's emotional baggage as your own. It's about understanding, supporting, and empowering your colleagues while also protecting your emotional well-being. This is where setting healthy boundaries comes from. Boundaries allow you to be compassionate and supportive while ensuring that you don't become emotionally overwhelmed or, quite frankly, overstep in areas outside of your role or particular expertise. Practical empathy can also manifest in recognizing and celebrating the diverse ways people contribute to the team. It's understanding that each team member has unique strengths and challenges, and fostering an inclusive environment where all can thrive. This not only boosts morale, but also drives innovation and productivity. As we wrap up, consider this. Applying empathy in the workplace within the framework of professional boundaries is a dance between understanding and respect. It's about recognizing that your employee represents more than a number, more than their deliverable, or a column on the balance sheet. It's recognizing their humanity. It's recognizing humanity in each of us and finding ways to support each other, support our growth, our well-being, all while driving towards a common goal. As leaders, colleagues, and humans, the challenge is to navigate these waters with care, intention, and a genuine desire to create a workplace that not only achieves, but thrives on the principles of empathy and understanding. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of empathy versus sympathy today, and even diving into its application in the workplace. Here at The Unbroken Place, we believe in the power of connection, understanding, and the resilience of the human spirit. I'm Eddy Paul Thomas, reminding you to listen, understand, and connect. Until next time, one love. The Unbroken Place podcast is presented by Elevate One Consulting. The show was produced by Say Something Studios. Learn more about both of these in the show notes. The show's music is performed by Little Glass Men and Captive Portal. We want to thank you for being a part of the Unbroken Place community. Look for an ongoing conversation on Instagram and Facebook at the handle Unbroken Place. You can also find some helpful resources at eddypaulthomas.com. Make sure to sign up for our newsletter called OK on Second Thought on LinkedIn. Until next time, one love.
In a world where thriving teams, engaged managers, and ethical leaders are the backbone of successful business, how do entrepreneurs set the stage for human flourishing while scaling up? The answer is ongoing effort, leadership, and intentional communication. At Elevate One Consulting, Dr. Erica Garcia Thomas and Eddy Paul Thomas are helping to turn the tide. With a blend of evidence-based practices, interactive teaching, and dynamic public speaking, they're not just consultants, but revolutionaries in improving company health, growth results, and employee engagement. Specializing in revitalizing brands, coaching leaders, and accelerating projects, Elevate One Consulting offers a comprehensive suite of business services designed to enhance team leadership and customer experience. Whether advising executives, guiding digital marketing strategies, or transforming organizational culture, they're here to elevate your business to the next level. Don't settle for a business that survives. Ensure that it thrives. Visit www.elevateoneconsulting.com. ELEVATE 1consulting.com today and take the first step towards creating an environment where everyone flourishes. Elevate One Consulting. Innovate, grow, elevate.